Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Channel Boozer here. I know it's been a couple days since I've uploaded some videos. We just had a crazy CBC here, just a quick snapshot for you guys. But I was doing 1.1 million on my main account and 770 on my second account. Just an insane CBC, so I was pretty focused on that. But in this video, we're going to talk about my best guess for when the Christmas fusion will come, and I think it's a very reasonable guess once you hear the reasons why I think it's going to be this day. Plarium did confirm that we are having a fusion, so in their communications to us, they did specify that it will be a Christmas fusion. They didn't say any hints on the day, but what day could it possibly be, right? Let's think about this for a second. So the information that we currently have right now is that there is a Yuletide Titan event for this Torment event. So this you can basically think about as a fusion on its own. Pretty smart move from Plarium, giving us a old champion and packaging it up in this way. It's going to end on Christmas, I believe. The end of this event will be on Christmas. However, that does not mean that there will be events leading up to Christmas. So the last event could be, for example, like the 21st, 22nd. So it could be a couple days before Christmas. Just something to keep in mind. But I'll let you guys know what I think is the most likely day, and this is my reasoning for this. So I got all the past Christmas fusions here in this list. So we have the original, first Torment fusion. It happened December 13th to December 29th, and it happened in 2019. And then we have Pixniel, the infamous Pixniel, always bad, buffed, and it's still bad. December 14th, December 31st. And then we had Tutor Rhyme which is actually a pretty solid champion, just nothing super fancy or flashy or anything, but solid champion. 16th to the 31st, so 2 days later, ending on the same day. And then we have Nishak Verminlord, which is actually a very, very good champion. The best one for sure, I think. Torment, arguable, but Nishak's probably maybe better for most players. 15th to the 30th. So what do I think it's going to be for us this year? I think it's going to be the 15th. So I think it's going to start 1 week from now. And it's going to be either a progressive summoning rush, or it's going to be a regular 10x summon rush. We do have a 2x ancient coming tomorrow. This champion chase that's happening. Sorry, it's right here. So, and it really lines up perfectly as a first day summoning rush. It could be 10x or 15x. However, we all see the issues here. It's going to line up with the Yuletide Titan event. So Plarium's not going to give us a break on this, right? So they're going to jam. My thinking is that they're going to jam Yuletide snow points into this summon rush. So I know there's going to be some people out there that decided that, hey, I'm not going to go for Torment, or I have Torment, I'm going to save up for the fusion. Or I'm going to go for Torment, I'm not going to go for a fusion. Well, Plarium's going to force our hand, right? So on the 15th, this is my prediction. On the 15th, they're going to jam snow points with the fragment fusion, for example. I assume it's going to be a fragment, but we don't know. So here is a screenshot from the most recent, the Fool fusion, and it was lined up with the Halloween Titan event, which was the Wukong Soul event. And you can see here the Halloween points are sandwiched between the Timid the Fool fragments. So you could not avoid getting useless resources if you were to skip one of these events. This is what I think is going to happen on December 15th, so next Friday. They will jam up these points into this one event, forcing us to accumulate all of them, even if you don't want them. It's not a big difference if you're going for both, but if you're going for one, it's basically just giving you useless resources, right? Of course, these snow points might be worth something, might be, some low hanging fruit rewards or whatever, right? So not all is lost, but it's generally still a pretty sneaky / smart play by Plarium to put more useless resources to dilute our resource, acquisition. So how can we even prepare for this? Assuming that you had to skip the first summon rush last week for the Torment event, the Yuletide Titan event, that means you probably have to participate in the champion chase that's coming up tomorrow. And it's 2x ancient, so you might be able to get away with, using less shards. Obviously, you can summon champions and all that stuff. So how do we prepare for this? December 15th, likely fusion starts, likely snow points mixed in. If you look at this picture here, it's 7 sacreds worth of shards to get everything. We hope that Plarium doesn't, surprise us with like 4100 or something weird like that, something super expensive. But honestly, this is probably how they're going to get people to really spend money in this game, by jamming all of the points or most of the points into these really tough events. And I think luckily for us, there's probably only going to be 3 summoning events. Although I initially thought there was going to be 4, I think it's likely that it's probably only going to be 3. So we had one on the 1st, we have one tomorrow. I think we're going to have one on the 15th. And there is a wild card situation here where the 22nd could theoretically be another summon rush or summoning event for Tormund Titan event, and it could end perfectly on the 25th. So this is something else to watch out for. I don't like right now, currently, I think we're only 700 points into this Titan event. So there is definitely still room for Plarium to jam a 4th summoning event into this Titan event. And it could be the same situation where they mix up the Titan points with the fragment points. So, I don't know if this is even doable anymore for a lot of players without spending just the amount of shards that are required. So I think in regards to something like the this event, which I'm not a big fan of, this Winter's Path event, I don't want to make a video on this by itself, but I want to make a quick comment. This is ridiculously difficult considering that we just had a training event and now they're just jamming us in with another training event. It's actually quite difficult. So I don't know what is more difficult, to do training for you guys or to summon shards. So obviously if you can do this, this would be better than trying to summon more shards. I think getting the points now and early is prepares you a bit better than having to maybe endure 4 summoning events for Tormund. And especially if you're not going for the fusion, you're going to be left with some fusion parts that are just going to be no value to you. In regards to this Winter's Path, personally, I'm probably going to cap out here around the I'm going to cap out here at 150, and I'm just going to leave this 100 behind. There's no way I can go down here. I would love to get these books, but there's no way I can get those. I just don't have the I have it, but I just don't want to use it. Like, I just don't want to spend it right now because I need to save up for future training events, which probably will happen next week again. But I will for sure probably go down here, so pick up 150 total, and then probably pick up either the Void Shard or the Mortal Essence. I think these two are just better value than the Primal Shard. However, like, I'm a sucker for this because they give you the busted champions, so maybe I'll get all 3. I don't know. But then if you go all 3, then you might as well you know how it goes. You guys know how it go. But I recommend getting 150 here and then probably just reassessing what you can do. Best way to do this is to level champions in campaign. That's the best way to do this because you're getting points from leveling up champions and ranking them up. You're not going to get too many points from ranking them up, so this event is mostly leveling champions instead of ranking champions. So level them up in campaign. You're double dipping with dungeon divers and then the level up. And if you got some big stones here, these are good value for this. Even the medium stones are actually pretty good value. The small stones are not very good value, so save the small stones for like a chase event instead. But if you got big stones, not bad value to pull them here just to pick these up quickly. But yeah, like, personally, I think these are very taxing. These events are very taxing, but it would be a little bit foolish for us to believe that they would gift us Tormund so easily. But yeah, Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys got some insight here. I tried to give my thoughts and reasons as to why I think December 15th makes most sense. It's because all the past fusions have lined up very conveniently in the middle of December. And we know that most fusions start with a summoning rush event, usually on Friday, most of them. So I see no reason why Plarium would change this, and it lines up very well with how they want to monetize everything, especially with the Titan event that's happening alongside the Fusion event, which they just did with the Wukong event. So that was the first time they did it. That was the first time they mixed the rewards together in a summon rush, and I see them doing this here now. This is just a bit of a warning. Be prepared. Get some points if you guys can handle it. I know the holiday is going to be tough on time and everything, but just be prepared. Don't be surprised if they're going to pull something like this in a week's time. Anyways, guys, appreciate your time as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.